What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video specifically, we're going to be talking about Uniswap, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as the S&P 500. To my surprise, the S&P 500 has actually seen some pretty crazy downfall literally over last night into today, which is something we're going to talk about hopefully by the end of the video. But we are also looking to wrap up the end of the Uniswap analysis, so I am looking for another cryptocurrency to review here on the channel. So if you guys have one specifically in mind that you'd like to see reviewed, or you think everyone on Crypto TV should see, all 31,000 of you guys, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below as to which altcoin you'd like to see here on the channel. Otherwise, specifically in today's video, I want to talk about the possibilities of cryptocurrency as a whole heading back up, because as of right now, most of these altcoins and cryptocurrencies are starting to, regain some support and head back to the all-time highs. So I'm getting fairly excited. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button as it does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Patreon if you're interested in all my crypto trades, and I'll see you guys right after this. Alright guys, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to Pump.Farm for sponsoring today's episode. For those that haven't heard, Pump.Farm is an asset management platform and yield aggregator. Pumpy Finance is launching several products in the vibrant BSC ecosystem. Pumpy Finance targets to be the #1 yield aggregator with auto-compounded yield at good levels, which is pretty cool. Accordingly, it fronts security and superior user experience. What's also cool is the project's creators also aim to build a sustainable economic model when platform tokens can serve as a medium of exchange and a store of value. Towards that end, the protocol is releasing its native utility BEP20 token, PMP. The token is distributing rewards to token holders. In total, there will be 100,000 PMP tokens. Out of this, 10,000 is for the team. And for every block minted in the BSC, participants of the Pumpy Finance ecosystem will earn 0.0085 PMP. And the first such project token reached 13,000, and total volume liquidity is now 1.3 billion. Now is the best time pretty much to farm and hold PMP token, because the profitability is higher than that of the auto farm and roadmap, which is pretty cool and more interesting. So it's definitely something cool if you guys are interested in actually farming it and mining it. So team members' identities will soon be made public. It is a comfortable divergence away from some of the world's popular DeFi protocols, whose founders and investors pretty much opt to be anonymous. So additionally, for transparency, Pumpy's finance code has been audited by Vidar, rigorously examining code to prevent costly exploits. Already, in the spirit of openness, there are 3 communication channels for users to discuss the project and industry-related topics. Pumpy Finance or Pump.Farm followers can interact via Twitter, Telegram, and GitHub. From GitHub, programmers can also review Pumpy's code and, leave comments. So Pumpy's Finance will launch automated and auto-recalibrating vaults, enabling users to deposit their assets and farm tokens from high-yielding pools in the markets. From here, 1.5% of the profits earned is for buying back and burning the PMP tokens. The idea is supports prices by gradually reducing the supply of PMP. In this arrangement, beneficiaries will, be liquidity providers and token holders. Entrance fees are for incentivizing liquidity provision and preventing front running. A benefit for vault participants also is a withdrawal from Pumpy's Finance Vault will be free. Pumpy Finance team plans to add single high-yielding pools, presenting one or more opportunities to the farmers. Otherwise, huge shout out to Pump.Farm for sponsoring today's episode. Otherwise, let's jump right into the technical analysis. All right, guys, so yesterday's video specifically, we talk about the confirmation of the XRP chart. Basically, the fact that we've been pretty much riding it out the past couple of days above a very, very, very strong resistance here on Crypto TV and here on XRP. And what we've noticed is, for the most part, after things have been slowly wrapping up and consolidating sideways, we seem to have developed some sort of sideways consolidation that should, at some point, lead towards a bullish pump to the upside. Now I would hope that the 4-hour chart loads here beautifully, and you can see pretty much clear as day that we're starting to see a swing back to the upside. It looks like the consolidation has met its 4-hour moving averages, which looks good because the 4-hour moving averages are exactly on the 46 level resistance that we had talked about and that we needed to break through support in order to head up higher. So it seems like we've been trending on this for quite some time now, and I do believe that with the consolidation, we should see a nice pump to the upside in the very near future. Now, looking at the current coin market cap, most of the altcoins seem to be just consolidating sideways. Cardano, after its massive run to the upside, is now seeing a reversal to the downside, which is quite interesting. Down 13% on the day, but up 15% in the week. So we've pretty much halved where we have gone yesterday, which we were up about 30% overall. Now, most of the alts, you can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, we have Cardano, Uniswap, Litecoin, XRP are pretty much nowhere near as up over $1 or sorry, up over a percentage or down past the percentage. So we really look okay for the most part. I'm really not too worried with the consolidation that's happening here in the crypto space today. Now, what I'm noticing is when I pull up, this is Bityard. I've been pulling this up to reference pretty much where my moving averages are, as well as volume, which you can see is right here. Now, volume looks good. I mean, just the other day, we started to see some volume dip off, and that's where the correction to the downside was. But, all this consolidation from $47,000 all the way up to $60,000, there was very little volume in the market, and we were still able to do so, which is pretty insane. Now, what we're looking for is ultimately some little bit less of consolidation within Bitcoin's trading on Bityard, and then we should anticipate a pop above that all-time high. For the longest time, we've been trying to break through this resistance. I mean, we seem to be doing so right now, as this was the one of the newest all-time highs of 57,000, and then just the other week we decided to break through here, and we're currently trending pretty much at that same level today, which is okay, but we're looking for that confirmation break to the upside. The reason I believe we're going to do that is because of these higher low formations that we're forming. Ultimately, I think they're all wrapping up to pretty much see a pump above resistance and above all-time highs. An easy leverage trade, an easy buy-in, which we'll talk about here on the channel, would allow us to capitalize off that run. Obviously, those who don't know, it's as simple as clicking, the type of leverage here on the leverage scale, typing in the amount you want to trade, and then that's going to be times by your leverage, which is 42. I like to play it conservative, so I trade below like 25. Type in the amount that you want to, trade, and then it's as simple as clicking buy now or selling short to capitalize off the run to the upside or the downside. So definitely make sure to check out Bityard, as I linked it in the description. Now, you can see what it is that I'm referring to. So with Bitcoin here forming, for the most part, we're starting to see consolidation. We're starting to hit this resistance and have some trouble. And that really isn't necessarily a bad thing for the most part. Let me just pull this up real quick. Boom. Okay, so it's not really a bad thing. I'm not really too worried. I mean, we look okay. Last time we broke above resistance and all-time highs, we were fairly early to the market run. We were fairly early to this. So the fact that we saw the consolidation, we filled in most of this gap, we're pretty much riding maybe mid to end of, March. I mean, granted, it is the 19th, so probably closer to the last week in March, which would be from now, which is the 19th, all the way to maybe the 22nd. We have about 3 days at most. I'm really looking for that pop confirmation where Bitcoin's price actually closes above this resistance here on the daily, and then we start to see a swing. So hopefully this will load if I swing it over to the daily. Otherwise, that would wrap up the video for Bitcoin. But you can see what I'm referring to. So for the most part, it's been very difficult for us to actually close a resistance above the support. We did it the other day, and that actually fooled me. And I remember telling you guys I had bought into this, created a stop loss where I bought in, capitalized off the run, and then I didn't move my stop loss up, and I, got stopped out, and I broke even on the correction to the downside, but it covered me from falling all the way down to here. And then it was very easy to know the second we see confirmation touch of this uptrend, there's a good chance we're going to swing it back up, and that's exactly what we did. So, I mean, we can adjust the, the line slightly. We can easily move it to like this if we want to, but right now that's clearly showing where the resistance is, ignoring the prior all-time high. So we're really just waiting for this confirmation. We need to see that closing candle above resistance for us to be buying back in. Same thing like last time, but this should be the serious one, the actual movement to the upside. So I'm really not too worried on Bitcoin. I do believe that in the most part, Bitcoin is going to be heading up to all-time highs. XRP, though, the one coin that everyone is hyper-focused on, as discussed, we've seen the consolidation. We're literally just trading sideways, trading on top of resistance here, trading on top of the 4-hour moving averages. I don't like the way this looks. It's kind of nasty, the bearish cross in the MACD, but for the most part, I do think the markets are okay. I mean, not only are we retesting the support on the 4-hour using the moving averages as a support, also on the daily now, when you flip to the daily, we're using it as another means of support where prices are floating up. And you can see we're holding support very well. So for the most part, I don't think we're headed much lower. I really, for the most part, don't think we're headed lower. Ever since, I would say, since the 18th, we did have a bullish cross. This is another reason to see a spike in price. I do believe very strongly that the price of Bitcoin by, I would say, the end of March is going to be closer to 54 cents, easily over 50 cents for that matter. I do believe this is the big pennant flag that was forming, and I do believe we broke bullish outside of that. Whatever this, consolidation is, whatever this downwards pressure is, I do think it is going to go away, and I do believe that the price is going to swing ourselves back up by the end of March. So target, I do believe, would be set at closer to 53 to 54 cents, and the second I see confirmation now, I'm buying back in. Granted, we did make a slight move off this, which was just insane, and that stopped us out as well. We did make a little profit. Not really. Now that I remember, the second we saw confirmation of this breakthrough here, we bought in, jumped short, shot all the way up, shot all the way down. I did not move my stop loss up, and it made me no money. But it was nice to get in on something like that, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, the consolidation now, I do believe, is going to take maybe a day or two more, but then I do believe in a pump. I'd be very shocked to see these prices drop even lower. Ethereum looks very good as well, consolidating on this ascending triangle, very similar to Bitcoin. You can see right here, instead of Bitcoin hitting the top, Ethereum's at the bottom right now. So I do believe we are going to see that reversal back up to here, and I do believe we're going to, probably tip off at 1942. And I do believe very strongly we are going to be breaking through our all-time high. I do think we're going to hit through this $1,950 resistance, and it is going to pump us up. So it's really just a waiting game at this point. And then lastly, for Uniswap, and then I'll show you guys the S&P 500. We'll wrap up today's episode. Beautiful uptrend here, consolidating beautifully. I'm not worried in Uniswap at all. I do believe Uniswap is going to be headed back up. I do believe it's going to bounce off the uptrend at $30, and we are going to see $34 by, once again, the end of March. I do think all these targets for pretty much all the cryptos that I've talked about on the channel are heading up. I do believe they are all bullish and moving to the upside, so I wouldn't be too worried on either investment that you buy into, because I do believe they're all going to be swinging to the upside. Now for the S&P 500. Wow. Biggest dump I've seen in a very long time. Not something you like seeing. Granted, this dump that lowered ourselves back down to 49 on the RSI is pretty much at all-time highs from where we were extremely overbought. So notice the price right here, let's say right here, is trading at like 65 on the RSI. We're currently at that same price level at a support now instead of a resistance, and prices are 50 on the RSI. So we look much better and healthier with enough energy and volume to pump back up higher without hitting resistance. So it's very interesting where these markets move, but we look good all in all. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.